The work in this exhibition at Flowerfield began in the first lockdown in 2020, when, as for many, I needed to find resources to cope with an unusual way of life that we were suddenly thrown into. So I turned to my art, as I'm sure most artists have done, and disciplined myself to paint every single day, for however short or long. And so the beginnings of this exhibition really happened then. And because we were so restricted in where we could travel to, the inspiration for so many of my paintings and drawings came from the local area, which is the Causeway Coast. So this whole exhibition focuses on the area, a very large area. It's unending, really, for inspiration. There's so much that one can see, and how it changes in the weather and the light and the seasons. And it's a really beautiful and dramatic coastline, as well as the more gentle countryside close to the coast. In the first gallery, there are a series of very tiny paintings executed in little sketchbooks. So those are pages that have been taken out of sketchbooks, and they're very small, only 8 by 10 centimeters, and they're little watercolors. I suppose they're studies and notes of all these amazing views of the Causeway Coast that I have been to, and that are so familiar now as well, having studied them intensively over the last couple of years. And they are banked in various ways in this gallery. And what's been lovely about painting on such a small scale is trying to be able to capture these huge, vast views, distance, perspective, and trying to capture the essence of light and space and the atmosphere of being generally by the coast in these tiny, tiny little pieces. So that has been a real joy to do. And these have been done in various locations. And what's lovely about painting is that you can actually paint anywhere. It's a really portable pastime, which is really nice. So it's when in lockdown we had to work from home, I was maybe restricted with size for paintings, but I was able to do some very small works within the home, which was brilliant. Moving into the corridor and into the second larger gallery, the paintings have become much bigger. Basically, I take the studies of the smaller views and bring that to the studio and make larger images of these particular views. And with the larger pieces, I think the aim I'm trying to achieve is to envelop the viewer in the view, and so that the viewer can feel the atmosphere, feel the weather, feel the expanse, the sense of space in front of them, around them. I think that's what I'm trying to achieve in the larger pieces. I suppose that is easier to do on a larger scale than on the smaller pieces, which I think are more intricate. But the larger pieces surround the viewer. That's my aim. And I think part of it is also an escapism, because I think many of us are drawn to the sea. We're drawn to the coast because it's a getaway from the busyness of normal life, where we can go to an empty landscape, away from the crowds, away from technology, and it can make us so aware of just what is in front of us and around us, and the sounds of nature and the weather and the feeling of the wind and the rain on our faces.